Hey y'all, what's up? Hey y'all, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Been a long time since I did a live. I just wanted to poke my head in. And this would be more of an educational live for me too. Hello, Shavis, how are you? Hello, Wyoming gal. Maybe you can help me because you guys, I've been going, Chavis. I don't know if you've been like I haven't even been paying attention to what's been going on in Dalton. Forgive me. I haven't. Hey Tracy, Tracy, can you help me, please? Tremont, what's up? Louisiana. Ooh, I have family there. I love Louisiana. Alexandria area. Um, Tracy, Cynthia, hello. So I got the people that might y'all could tell me what's going on for real. Can y'all let me know? Because I'm out the loop. So I just want to thank you guys for still being here. Make sure you like the video. Hey, Brandon. Hello, everybody. Comment and subscribe. Wait a minute. Hey, Gardis. Oh my goodness. I want to talk about so much. We Gardens really brought this tariff and the fact. I love the fashion, so the fashion is on my brain. I have been listening to Shay. Sorry, y'all, I'm a little stuffy. Every time I I don't know if it's my allergies. I don't know what it is, but I was around a lot of people the last 2 weeks, and I tried to stay hand sanitized and mask, but I'm starting to feel it coming on. But hey, Gardis. So I don't know if and I don't have no microphone, so excuse me, guys, if I sound weird today. Um, I just wanted to jump on here because I've been deep in that Shannon Sharpe drama. What is going on with Shannon Sharpe? And I heard, which I really liked his podcast, really do. I like his interviews. I liked his you know, home country. Like I just like that about Shannon Sharpe. And when I when I heard what was happening, I wasn't shocked. Okay, I wasn't shocked. But I'm wondering how this is going to pan out. He did lose that $100 million deal that he was about to get. Whew. Oh my goodness, it's cheaper to keep her. But I've been following Shay from Late Night Crew. Shout out to Shay over there at Late Night Crew. He's really been filling me in. So at night when I'm working on my prom dresses and stuff, I listen to him. Um, I do. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, Shavis. Yeah, I'm gonna text you. So, okay, I want to talk about Dollar Day. But You guys hit the like button if you can. We have a 1999 goal if you can. You don't have to. That's just a goal that I set. And yeah, because I don't get a lot of money off YouTube. So here we go. But um I was away and I went to this town that was maybe 2 hours away from Dolton. And man, I was stayed there. I fell in love with the town. I fell in love with the town. Um, and I learned a lot about community because while I was in that town working, the community was really, really amazing. Amazing. Um, hey Miriam, good to see you. Um, and it made me think about so I had to go to a board meeting in this town. So this town is a wealthy suburb of Chicago. And when I went, right, I had to go to a board meeting because we were working in that area and it was things that I didn't have to go. It was big people bigger than I that went. But it was things in the area that I had to just observe to see if we could do this, if this is legal, if this is not legal. And I like to do that on any job when we come into a town. So we went to the town, fell in love with the town, and the community welcomed me. Now, let me tell you, the town is 95, 97% white. Okay. So, but I was the brownest thing in there. Okay. So when they saw me, they would just welcome me. They didn't ask where I came from or nothing like that. They were very sort of like the South Holland board meeting I went to that Gardis invited us to when we videoed. They were so welcoming. And I'm like thinking back to that versus the Dolton meetings where it's people that hate you just for existing. Just for existing, they hate you. They all frowned up. And I was telling my friend on the phone, I was like, I got off the expressway and immediately the energy changed from the community I was at to the community I live in. And that is really sad. It's really sad that it's like that. Um, and that brought me to when I got to back to Dolton. I didn't know Jason House sign. You guys told me Jason House sign is on Village Hall already, right? So I have Cynthia. I have Gardis. I don't know if Gardis is not from here, but um Tracy. Has Jason House been sworn in as mayor? I'm just asking. I have the people in the bushes listening. But has he been sworn in as mayor yet? I do know, and congratulations to Jason House for winning mayor of Dolton. Um, but has he been sworn in yet? Because I've never experienced a time as long as I lived out here where the incoming mayor, the mayor elect name was on the village hall before the old mayor left. I've never experienced that. And you guys could get mad and you could run over to Dalton politics and be like, Burgundy said, it's the truth. If this was your neighborhood, how would you feel? Jason House is the mayor incoming for sure, mayor elect for sure. But I'm going to tell you why I'm bringing this up. We had two murders in Dalton this past week. One was a stabbing, one was a shooting. Who the families are online outcrying, and I'm gonna do that in a separate video. I did reach out to one of the people I do know. I've known her son growing up as a baby. He was a baby when I met him. She had a business out here. She's has her family out here, and she's actually in Calumet City. But her son, he traveled here for I guess Easter weekend, and he got killed. Um, so is this a Tiffany problem? So how do we throw this stuff? You know what I mean? How do we who do so she's asking for the elected officials to help her. I'm gonna post her GoFundMe as well. It's two people. It's two people. One was a stabbing, both young men. Um who so I mean Tiffany didn't have a gun in her hand. Jason didn't have a gun in her hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying So is this a Tiffany issue that these murders happened this week? If I'm from out of town and I drive down the street and I see Mayor Jason House, do I go into the village hall and say, "Hey, can I see the mayor?" And Tiffany comes to the front? I'm just wondering. Okay, now let's go a little further. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but sorry, guys. I was on the phone with a neighbor yesterday, and she said, "This, this is her words," and it made me think. This is something Tiffany would do. Did you guys see on the last board meeting? Did they pass that sign? How much did the sign cost to put up? Was that passed? Was that in the budget? I'm just asking. And I know you guys don't like when people ask questions like that, but it is something to say. Now, if he was sworn in behind closed doors, and see, all of this just goes back to Tiffany, right? Because remember, they would say Tiffany swore in an officer and nobody knew. Tiffany would swear in a judge and nobody knew. Remember, it would be stuff like that, right? She brought a new lawyer and nobody knew. And I'm not saying she did not do those things. I'm not saying that. Were you guys, as a public, alerted that Jason House is the mayor right now and he was sworn in? Because that's a question. And it's nothing against Jason House. We're going by what we're saying they told us that Tiffany was doing. So remember, Tiffany took over the website. Nobody could get on the website. Tiffany wouldn't allow Allison Key to do minutes. Tiffany locked everybody out of Village Hall. So we're just following that. So now it says, "Welcome to Dolton." It has Jason House picture right there. Full beard, good look. Um, and his picture's here. A message from Mayor Jason M. House. So in my mind, Jason had to be sworn in. This can't be up here because Tiffany still had a few days, right? He's mayor pro temp. He's mayor elect. Is he now? I'm really asking for someone to give me an answer because I don't know how this part of government, did he get sworn in overnight? Okay. So it says, "To my Dalton family, I want to take a moment to speak to each and every one of you, from the seniors who laid the foundation to the youth who represent our future. These past few years have tested us in ways we never imagined. We felt the weight of economic uncertainty, public safety challenges, and community divisions. But through it all, one thing has remained unwavering: our resilience. Dalton, I see you. I see your strength. I see your passion. I see your love for this village we call home. And as your mayor, I want to know better days are not only ahead, they are already on the horizon. This is just not a slogan or campaign promise. It is a commitment to rebuilding trust, restoring hope, and reigniting the spirit that makes Dalton great. We are cleaning up our streets, investing in our neighborhoods, and building new opportunities that will lift every family, every child, and every corner of this village. Good, because I saw some of the bums hanging out. I'm sorry, they not the guys, not nobody homeless or nothing like that. These guys, they are a menace to society out here. And we'd be like, "Oh, here they come." They was out there peeing behind the Walgreens and drunk. So I hope you're doing that. I believe in Dalton because I believe in you. We are not defined by our past. We are propelled by our purpose. And together we are writing a new chapter, one of unity, accountability, and transformation. We are Dalton. We are strong. We are united. Let's move forward hand in hand, heart in heart, with faith in each other and pride in our community. With unwavering hope and love, Mayor Jason M. House. And then it goes to meet our mayor. So when was he sworn? We should see that. Jason M. House, mayor of Dalton, Illinois. He's a proud native of Dalton, Illinois. Has dedicated his life to uplifting the village he calls home. A product of Roosevelt Junior High and Thornton Township High School. Jason's deep-rooted connection to the community inspired him to return after earning his degree from the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. In 2004, he planted his roots even deeper by purchasing his first home in Dolton with passion for service and proven record of leadership. Jason House made history when he was elected mayor of Dolton, winning with an overwhelming 95% of the vote. His victory wasn't just a milestone, it was a mandate from the people who believed in his vision for a stronger, safer, and more prosperous Dolton. A seasoned financial executive, Jason has spent more than a decade driving economic development and fiscal responsibility within the village. His leadership extends beyond government with years of civic involvement, including serving as treasurer on several nonprofit boards and holding past roles with Dalton Chamber of Commerce. That building is like deserted now, just so y'all know who not here. The Mentor Link Unlimited Scholarship Program and president board of specified jurisdiction for Seton Academy. You know what? I ain't trying to be funny. Hey, choose. What's that one that Trina always? She always say that. Oh, I can't think of that business name. It was a bit. It's not on this list. It's a business that she always brings. Oh, let me. It's on the tip of my tongue. They don't have it on the. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's a. It was in the U.S. Bank. I can't think of it. Jason is deeply committed to the spiritual and social well-being of Dalton. As a devoted member of Valley Kingdom Ministries, he leads with integrity, vision, and heart. A self-proclaimed sports fanatic, Jason finds joy in football, baseball, bowling, and basketball. But what is the name of that place? But his greatest passion remains the economic vitality, community growth, and overall wellness of the people of Dalton. Under his, I know, because I met with him. He sure care about us. Under his leadership, Dalton is not just moving forward; it's rising together. Healthcare Consortium. Thank you. Thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue. Thank you. Okay. Meet our new mayor. So it's here for you guys. I try to put this out here for you guys. If Tiffany would have did this, and yes, I do. Y'all get mad. Y'all get mad. But remember, in your heart of hearts, was he sworn in? If he was sworn in, this is absolutely fine. I am for it. However, where's that transparency we said we were going to work on? Did I miss it? If anyone's in the chat and I missed the swearing in or the announcement of the swearing in, let me know. Because I thought that it was going to be an inauguration. His hand was going to go on a Bible or something like that from Dollar Tree. We were going to stand out there and have some of that Zuccarelli strawberry cake. And he was going to be inaugurated that day. What is going on? That now it says meet our mayor. And I do want to point out Dalton had 2 murders the last week. I don't think any YouTubers are reporting on that. And I want to report on that because it was 2 young men that were murdered in Dalton. And this needs to, everybody wants to scream justice, but justice can't be for some people. It has to be for all. Okay. So now with this problem, do those mourning mothers and fathers and siblings, do they go to protest Tiffany or they go to the board meeting to protest the mayor that's now in office? I'm just asking. Okay. All right. Gardens, you gotta get the Bible. Somebody go pull up their iPhone. Here's the scripture. Go ahead. Oh, Hiram said I missed it because I'm not with the in crowd. Well, it's supposed to be full transparency, so everybody's supposed to know, right? So I'm just asking you guys who heard that was following it, because I'm sorry I missed everything. Did you guys hear that he got sworn in? And when did he get sworn in? What's going on? Said confess. The Game of Thrones. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Wyoming. Thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Why? If we said we're running this campaign on transparency, right? So is this a repeat? Because Tiffany wouldn't let them put nothing online. Tiffany was stopping all the building permits. Tiffany was stopping all the. She stopped everything. She was taking candy from the seniors, well, ice cream from the seniors, candies from the babies. So I'm asking if this is the issue. Should it be transparency? And shouldn't somebody say, "Hey, you know what? Because let's just play. Let's just say it turkey out, cold turkey, right? Hey, you know what? Tiffany not showing up. We went ahead and just because she hasn't been at the last Thornton meeting or the last Dalton meeting, we went ahead and swore Jason House in. She ain't showing up anyway. Am I wrong for asking that? Wouldn't that be the right thing to do? Hey, Tracy. Oh, wait a minute. Choose. This is transparent as sweet tea. Oh my gosh. I'm just asking, like, Tiffany not showing up, right? Tiffany not coming to nothing. I get it. Um, I get it. But if he was sworn in, shouldn't everyone be announced or it be somebody sitting there? Everybody else got their camera phones out. Somebody with the camera phone. If it was just him and the judge swearing him in, okay? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Wyoming gal said that's like going to City Hall to get married, then having a wedding ceremony a month later. All my sister wife people in here, because I will have a video later today, because the new episode last night, and I have to talk about it. But the sister wives didn't Cody Brown went and married Robin, and then came back home and then put a dress on her, then had a ceremony with everybody else. This is what it feel like. It feel like what Cody Brown did to us. So, okay. So that's what I wanted to ask. And you guys, I am not above any kind of reproach. You know, if I'm wrong, if you guys saw online where Jason House was signed in, please email me or post under the comments so I know. I've asked everybody, nobody's heard of that. Nobody's heard that he's been sworn in. And that's it. That's it. Coaches. So this a foreshadowing? Because this smells like Tiffany. This is something Tiffany would do. Skip y'all. Skip y'all. I'm gonna put my name up, right? That's what y'all was telling us. This is something Tiffany would do. Tiffany would do something like this, not care about the people and go up there and just put her name up on stuff and have her picture everywhere. Okay. I'm just asking. I'm just asking because wouldn't this be the same thing? And it was so bad, and this is how it is, y'all. This is how we're gonna know because everybody gonna be mad. Burgundy said, because y'all can't stand for anybody to ask a question. You want to just go with what everybody feel like, and that's what most of the YouTubers do because you don't want what Bird got, right? So you're gonna go with the flow and whatever they tell you. However, if this was your town, how would you feel? You sat up there and marched and you beat pots and pans and you screamed and hollered and you got on the microphone week after week just for someone not to be transparent. Wouldn't that be a problem for you if this was your town? You did video after video how bad Tiffany is. She don't let the people know. She don't care. Would this be a problem for you? This is just something subtle. This is just something subtle. You know what I mean? It's just something subtle. But I'm just saying this should be something. And what is going you guys, I've been going, what's going on with St. Patrick's? I feel so bad. Y'all, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we were just like, this building is here now, right? So you don't want it to be an eyesore in Dalton where also y'all they're remodeling the Shell gas station. Choose the Shell gas station that hasn't been remodeled since 1983 is now being remodeled. They got new pumps and they're doing a new building. And it's probably because of the class 8 they got. They were able to save, but they got money. They gave Shell that class 8, and they have you can tap your phone and pump your gas now. We didn't have that out here. So they're redoing the Shell across from St. Patrick, so you guys know. and that's a good look. Look a little fancy on that corner. Um, but yeah, I feel bad for what's going on at St. Patrick's because it's going to turn into Ladies Before 10 in a couple of weeks. If I mean, the reviews are crazy. Have y'all seen the reviews online? It's like, and I'm like, in my head, this is me in my head because I don't know what's going on. And sorry, I'm so stuffy. I don't know what's going on. So this is in my head, right? Um, did they walk into one situation and get locked into another, if you know what I'm saying? Like they was just like they putting the Tiffany behind bars, her mugshot up, and to see that Carmen is now, I guess, managing the place or something. I don't know what Carmen's doing. That's just my. She's over there. We saw it in Miss. Shout out to Miss Bossy Tasha Simon. She did the video, and we saw Carmen. Did y'all see that? Put a one in the chat if you saw Miss Bossy Tasha Simon, video. Um, um. Oh, let me drop the link in case anybody wants to say anything that I know, because y'all ain't gonna come over here acting crazy. Um, so Miss Bossy Tasha Simon, she's so sweet, innocent, and pretty. She was just up there and she gave us a tour of St. Patrick's. And Carmen was sitting there. And now I understand the mugshot of Tiffany. I thought that wasn't classy. I thought that just wasn't classy that we heard Miss Tiffany Kamara say on WVON how she just donated to both parties and she did not want to get involved in the mess. And then let me know if y'all heard that. Remember on WVON when she had the interview and it was her and Nikita and I'm sorry, I forgot the gentleman that interviewed them, but he was there. And she said, "Oh, I don't want to get no mess, so I would donate to both parties." And that sounds fair, right? Just to say, but to putting up Tiffany mugshot. To now we see it's a liquor store at the bottom that say milk juice. That a liquor store at the bottom. The word on the street, I heard Walgreens lost their liquor license. We'll talk about that. Let me bring Choose up. Hey, Choose, how you doing?
Can you hear
Hey.
me?
Yeah,
Okay.
we hear you now. Hey. Wait,
I just
there she go. Now we hear you. Go ahead.
say congratulations, Riley Rogers, because this is what this was, and this is my views and opinions. This has nothing to do with Burgundy Blue commentary, but we tried to take you all through history, not even long history. We tried to show you all what it was, and I'm talking to the outsiders that Jason loves so much. Jason House, the mayor elect, because I don't think it's May 5th yet. So, Mayor elect Jason House, yeah, congratulations, outsiders that Jason loves. You are reelected Riley Rogers, basically.
Ooh, child. Really? I can see that. I can see that.
Rogers hate train. So, just I mean, look at their pictures. Look at their pictures and look at the pictures before Tiffany. It's everybody minus Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
All the same people that were arguing, all the same people that were against each other. We can go even deeper. All of the people that don't like each other behind the scenes. Come on now. Really? People don't like each other behind, and it's not even behind the scenes. It's only behind the scenes from the outsiders. That's why I've always wondered why. Why, besides clicks and views, does everyone just go with the same group speak? It's group speak. And when you get group speak and you hear a bunch of people touting the same lines, you should really look into it more.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wanted to look at it. No one thought the history was important. And like I said, if you look at the board and the mayor now, It's only two faces missing, but one is still behind the scenes. And I was very upset because that first tea with the trustees, that's when Riley Rogers popped out, and it was too soon, man. Too soon.
And I felt like, and I'm kind of confused about that part. That's why I love that you do the history on everything, because I thought that everybody kind of jumped off the Riley Rogers boat and jumped on the Tiffany boat when he got sick, sort of. Wishing him great health. But when he got sick, it seemed like everybody jumped ship and went to Tiffany.
Did seem like that, didn't it?
Hmm.
And it was very, very interesting that, again, history, the same people that were at the podium, including Kiana Belcher, the same people that were at the podium asking the same questions. It, it was all it was all Riley Rogers then.
Hmm.
So this is where that whole conspiracy thing came in, where we started hearing there's a conspiracy against Tiffany. I don't think that those were the correct words to use, because when you say things like conspiracy, it loses people. But this was very much a concerted effort, in my opinion, allegedly. Very much seems like a concerted effort, because if you want to change, why do you have all the same people there? All the same people that were fighting well before this. And again, like I said, all of the people that fight out in the open in Dalton that nobody else knows about.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna ask this, choose, because like the things they don't want us to ever talk about or bring up, it has to be brought up for the residents because they're not paying attention. One of the things I just brought up is the Village of Dalton Instagram. So right after Tiffany lost was the next board meeting.
Hmm.
Immediately, every the Village of Dalton website is free. The Village of Dalton Instagram is popping. We got Clerk Key got a pen in her hand taking notes. Um, how like I thought Tiffany stopped all this, and this is why we couldn't do anything. I
Well,
thought this was an issue. Now we have, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it was a recycle day in Dalton. So Tiffany allowed Trustee Belcher to be in the Dalton Village of Dalton parking lot recycling stuff for the people.
it truly only makes sense to those who are open to the truth. And for me, the truth is basically right there when what you just said. I saw when that first post went up, and I saw the last post, which was like something about Tiffany Thanksgiving or something like that, I believe. I don't know what else there was, but then it just seemed like since Thanksgiving, really, so I can go before election loss. I can say end of 2024, beginning of 2025, the websites were already up and running somehow. And if they were already up and running, in the interest of transparency, I would think that Clean House 2025 would say, Mayor Supervisor Tiffany Henyard agreed to allow us access. She's given us our access back. You see, all of that is transparent. It's not just what you choose to tell. Everything should be out in the open. How is all of the websites up and running? And just because Clerk Key has a pen in her hand now, we, the residents still deserve all of their meeting minutes for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a doozy because there was a lot of talking at those meetings, so we're not gonna get them.
Oh no! Well, if you don't, then the residents should get together and file a class action lawsuit, as it was stated in previous meetings that people don't want to go back to. See, that's another thing. If you go back, there are a lot of intelligent people in those meetings
Hmm.
that said exactly what the residents should get together and do should certain things happen.
Hmm.
And no one is looking at that. As a matter of fact, I just found out that everyone, not everyone, people who don't know enough. How many people think the Dalton trustees YouTube page is the actual village page. You see what I'm saying? People don't even go to the Village of Dalton website on YouTube because what? That's the real history right there. And that stopped. So I'm just there's nothing that I can say but, congratulations everyone who helped to re-elect all the same old people in the name of change and moving forward. That makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Like, but I have visited this beautiful suburb, and I was there for a couple of weeks, and the mayor was black, a black woman actually, and she the togetherness in that community. It wasn't no. I didn't even feel no like where she come from. Like you can't walk in a Dalton board meeting without somebody saying where they come from and being negative and screaming and hollering and having a mean face. Uh,
Exactly.
it was interesting to see, and the things they had for the community choose for the seniors, they had free. They just didn't have spades and bidwists. They had chess club, checkers. They had tennis or birdie. It wasn't just hey come and have a drink and play spades. Like that is so too. I'm not even gonna say the word I want to say, but it's for the seniors and you got to pay $5. No, like let's do something better. Like they really took the money for their community and brought it in. It was parks everywhere, all the equipment was working. And that's what happened
Yes,
when a community, it was people volunteering just to pick up the trash on some days for activity. That's what happened when a community comes together for real.
exactly. Everyone pitches in, including the elected officials, to help each other. And what you just said about that suburb that you were in,
Hmm.
guess what? I can expand on that and say that, where I am now is what I thought Dalton would be because it's the same small town. And as far as the seniors, same,
Mm.
same, same. They don't pay for anything. Why
Hmm.
why should they? There are elders. And a lot of those, many of those elders have not only been our caretakers, but we forget that in that mix, there are veterans and, all types of people that have helped us to be where we are. And so it's not even in the community that I am now, it's throughout many different communities that I've seen, and I can say since I left Dalton, where the taxpayer money, why should the seniors have to pay more when they're already on a fixed income? That makes no sense. $5 is a lot for somebody who gets the same amount every month in a place where their water bill could be anything.
Yeah.
So I think that that's robbing the seniors. I think it's disrespectful to the seniors what they have going on, where you got to pay anything, where you want to strip things and say the seniors don't need cake, and or bingo Dan Lee. And I'm not sorry, because that comment still bothers me to this day, because as a senior citizen himself, Dan Lee, uh, why did y'all attack the seniors? but
Yeah.
anyway but
Well, the
anyway
seniors
yeah.
couldn't even get to their appointments. I wasn't too, I thought the big bingo was a little extravagant for sure, but it's when I saw it
Yes.
on the paper when I saw it. But to stop the people from getting transportation to their appointments, like dialysis and stuff, that was heartless. That was heartless.
All of it is because when they do things like that, say things about, oh, it's bingo and it's cake, that's that's part of the whole group speak. We're gonna talk about the bingo and the cake, but we're not gonna talk about this is literally all social services.
Mhm.
Literally all of it. So yes, your appointments, especially dialysis. I hope nobody passed away, because there's some lawsuits right there. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like,
It's
you can
crazy.
tell when people are for their community as a whole, not just some sane people. I haven't seen anybody. over there on Clean House go door to door. Tommy G, why he talking about he expected Tiffany to go door to door, but you didn't expect nobody else to go door to door. Come on now. And you talking and you really talking to somebody who has gone door to door. But anyway, I'm sorry. Don't let me go out on a tangent because it what's today, Tuesday? I know it's Taco Tuesday, but it's Tell the Truth Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Now I want to play this video, and this is for the people here that we're just all critical thinkers for ourselves. Like I said, no one's hating on Jason House. Congratulations to him and the team. I hope he really tried to overdo it just to make sure that we know he put in this work that Tiffany did not. Like, show us what you want us to know. You know, I
Okay,
hope that he. Uh-huh.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but no, 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 no. I'm so sorry. I wish everybody well. So I just want to say that. However, the first thing that I think that Jason House needs to do is explain why you spending money on your name to the residents. That
Oh
was
yeah.
money.
Oh yeah. Was that on the board? Did anybody catch that sign that went up? Was that on the board meeting thing? Like, I mean, on the, what do we call it? What do we call it? I said the meeting minutes. Was that on the
The
did we agree
agenda,
to that?
the
Yeah,
agenda.
did we agree to that? Like, did he talk with the village and say, "Hey, my name is going up tomorrow"? Because right here it say the swearing in is May 5th. It's just a couple of days. Why we couldn't wait? Why we couldn't wait?
Been their whole thing is the rush. That's been their whole thing is the rush. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can play the video. I just wanted to note for the senior, I mean, not the residents, seniors, youth, especially young people, all of y'all. I just for the people that live there, for all the voters. First question at the podium should be: if there's no money, why are we spending money on names? Again, I thought Tiffany that if that was a
Girl,
problem,
all
let's
they
take
picked is
away
gonna
the
be
name. Let's take
they,
away the names. Let's
mhm.
not spend more money on stationery. Let's not do any of that. So, residents and residents only, because I'm not talking to nobody else. The people who care about their money, please ask where your tax dollars went, whose budget did this come out of, and I'm done.
Oh yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like, and don't be surprised when you see banners of all the trustees and the mayor up, down, Sibley, just like you saw Tiffany face. It's going to be the same thing. The boxes are going to have our new township supervisor Napoleon Harris name on it. It's just going to be the same old thing, and everyone ignores it like it's not supposed to exist. So I saw a lot of people reporting on this story, and I just want to see what you guys saw. If you saw the same thing I saw, let's play this.
Investigation into embattled South suburban politician Tiffany Hinyard is expanding.
Sources tell us tonight the FBI is now looking into how taxpayer money was handled in Thornton Township.
Now, because I'm learning now, I'm learning how media acts. Now, let's see if we could count. Everybody take a shot every time they say sources in this. this every time they say sources, take a shot, okay?
Battled South suburban politician Tiffany Hinyard is expanding.
Sources tell us tonight the FBI is now looking into how taxpayer money was handled in Thornton Township, where she's a supervisor, at least for a few more weeks. Hinyard has been a no-show for every Thornton meeting for months, and it was no different tonight. Our Jermont Terry is live in the south suburbs with what he's learned. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, tonight, multiple sources confirm that federal agents have in fact ventured here into Thornton Township. And in the past 3 weeks, they have talked to several current and former employees of the township, all talking about the spending associated with Hinyard's administration and her time as supervisor, a tenure which comes to an end in May.
Any further discussion? If not, call roll, please.
Tuesday night, Thornton Township trustees carry on official business without the lame duck supervisor, Tiffany Hinyard. Despite Hinyard's term coming to an end next month, she remains MIA for her position.
I can't remember when the last time was.
Yet over the weekend, Hinyard did show her face to hand out food boxes to residents for the Easter holiday.
Thank you so much for loving on me. This is not the last of your super mayor, Tiffany Hinyard. I got bigger and better things coming.
CBS News Chicago, through multiple sources, confirmed the feds have come into Thornton Township. The FBI was already looking into Dolton finances spending, and now the probe, according to sources, have spilled over into the township where Hinyard was appointed.
There's probably...
Okay. I'm sorry. How many times do we hear sources? And I was just I know we're gonna see some new faces. It's gonna be some new faces, right? Choose some new people. They're gonna come up. It's not gonna be the same people we've been seeing, right?
Going to be new people.
Yeah, it can't be the same people. Now I had 4 shots. Hiram said he had 3. I had 4. Let's go, y'all. How many sips of coffee you had, Choose?
I had 4, but I wasn't sure about the multiple. So
The
when it's
multiple.
multiple sources, I just took about, multiple for me got to be like at least 3 or 4. So I think I'm at like 10 sips right now because I don't know how many multiple sources it was.
Yeah, because it says, like Gardner says, wasn't the feds in Thornton Township last year? Yeah. So now it's multiple sources on the day of the board meeting. All of a sudden, multiple sources have confirmed. So I'm just gonna see if we see some different faces.
Hear him trip up and say, trustees.
Yes, yes, yes. He did. He was like trustees. I mean, what did he say? He said not trustees, ex-employees. Okay, let's go.
Gone, then we think it's gone.
Mary Avant is a newly elected trustee and will be sworn in next month. She's not at all surprised the feds are now widening the investigation to the township Hinyard oversaw. What is your thoughts and concerns when you hear that federal agents are now talking to Thornton Township employees?
I'm actually pleased with it.
And remember that infamous township brawl when Hinyard jumped in the middle? There's new fallout. The activist and his friend are now suing the township. The two fought with Hinyard and her boyfriend, who was a township employee at the time. Tuesday night, the trustees voted to hire an attorney to represent the township.
At the time, she was a supervisor. She is the supervisor.
Now, which attorney did they hire? Anybody know?
I don't. I'm
Olderson,
going
Murphy,
to guess.
and McGrath.
I was about to say, I'm going to guess it was going to be one of them letters.
So that's an easy settlement. You got all the trustees that were, they all was friends and buddy. All of them are up there on the dais. It's an easy settlement right there. What happened to the Vegas case? How did this get pushed up and the Vegas case got dropped off?
I was literally about to say, how does this lawsuit get pushed up in front of all the other lawsuits?
Yeah.
The potential lawsuit that the township should be getting from residents who were in there that ain't had nothing to do with that brawl because of their safety, because of the person that they brought there. But anyway.
Well, first of all, yeah, she won. First of all, I need CBS News to stop trying to get the T and spell people. Look how they spell Chris' name. Look at Chris' name up there, true. They like, we got the T first. We got to hurry up.
Chicago. Yep. Everybody rush. Okay, Jarmont Terry.
Oh, let's go. Let's see. So multiple sources. Okay.
Supervisor today. So once again, it's just to protect the township. She still is, as of right now, part of the township.
So here in Thornton Township, when an elected official misses 5 consecutive meetings, they have the authority to somewhat remove and start the process, remove that person from office. However, because she only has 1 meeting left, Hinyard, that is, their question is as to whether or not it's even worth it at this point. But one thing that is,
they didn't say that when all the trustees were missing those meetings. They didn't break down the law then.
Exactly. That's crazy. And what's crazier is watching everyone. I'm watching the residents because let me be clear. I'm not talking. I could give a rat's behind about what anybody else thinks unless you actually care about the residents. So when I speak, I'm speaking directly to my family and my residents and what will always be the village that built me. So why the rush? Why, Chris Gonzalez, are you talking like this when you the one that got her in? That's just take him off the news because he's the problem. What, Mama Hill, thank you for confirming to the court of public opinion that you, Chris Gonzalez, was the problem.
Was the problem. Isn't that crazy? Because when you look at it, as we're watching this happen, you can't say that. If you say that Chris Gonzalez got her in, everybody come with the pitchforks. And I'm laughing at Gardner talking about they named him Curtis. Curtis Watson.
That's what threw me off because I was looking at it, I'm like, not Curtis Watts, not
Curtis
Curtis.
what? All right, let's finish. So I'm wondering, did this story go anywhere? Let's go.
Is moving forward, that federal probe where federal agents are currently talking to past and current employees. Reporting live in Thornton Township tonight, Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago.
Now, if I had to guess, now this is an assumption, a total assumption. He could get away with this if he say past employees, that would be Stephanie Wiedemann. Current employees, that would be what's our girl name? Carmen Carlisle.
Carmen.
So he could get away with this whole statement. I mean,
Exactly.
totally, it's the truth. You know, if there's, you know what I mean, like if he got the multiple sources,
Yes.
yeah. So what do people say? A nothing burger?
Right.
That's
And
a
then
nothing burger.
right. And then,
He was like, Tiffany is hot news. You know, they asked for a cover, she gave it to him.
exactly. And as far as the feds, you know, I'm so glad that I listen because I'm gonna speak for myself throughout this whole federal investigation thing. The only people seem to be concerned and sweating about it was, well, I guess I should just say not Tiffany Henyard. So
You know what? Because I would have been left. But let's talk about this. So Andrew Holmes, my vote is I think he's gonna resign. That's my vote. I think he is gonna be if he shows up to the first board meeting, I think he should follow through. But if he shows up, that would be like if they making it hard. But I don't know because at the board meetings, the trustees talk to him. They be whispering and giggling with him. So he might not resign. What do you think Andrew gonna do? Because he got 2 more years.
I think, very honestly, since the help that was supposed to come actually, it actually made him be okay with probably coming back and filling out his term.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because this is very interesting how like this is all got in a frenzy and now everybody's like, oh, calm down. We don't want any we don't want any drama. But this is
Wellness stuff and okay, so who? So I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because you already know I'm packed. That look, that's why I put that up there today.
what did you put today? I missed it. I missed
Like,
everything today.
and I just said seeing passion today because I'm on that.
Oh, you like the potato unleashed today?
Yes, I'm on that. I'm on that. And we coming off Monday Night Raw. Y'all better quit playing with me.
Yeah, this is just all interesting and what I'm noticing is that no one's paying attention. The last thing I want to do is I want to show. I'm going to do a separate video because I didn't want to drag it in here, but it was just 3 days ago. It was a murder in Dolton.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm trying to think what day did we put up? Wait, the Taurus murder, right? We forgot about that.
Exactly.
Dang,
Exactly.
what? So
About
Tracy,
any murders from the elected officials who are really sitting now. I'm not sure why we keep doing this new administration stuff when people are there now.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the last thing that I'm gonna say, because you're gonna do a separate video, is why am I hearing more about Clean House 2025 than I am hearing about our youth in the village?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they're dry. So I would say this young man, rest in peace. His name is Jalen, and the other young man, his name is Harry. But this is a 26-year-old man was shot and killed in the village recently. Okay, Jalen Thomas was shot in the back at or outside his residence on 147 block of Clark Street. You guys know that's right by the park where we have the meters, right? So
Yep.
when y'all was saying why Trina got a golf club walking, I don't walk nowhere without a stick, okay? In Dolton.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his death was ruled a homicide, okay? And yeah, then we'll talk about Harry. I did reach out to his mother and she responded she'd probably be on the show. Her she lost her son in Dalton last week. No one's talking about it. Um, and this is three. Well, we had three that we know of, and then the Taurus murder was last month. So we have three that we know of, and I'm obviously saying the real words. I'm not caring about the monetization because this is something we need to know. These young men are. This is not safe. This is not cool. What is going to happen? What is the like I'm with choose. We keep saying new administration. It's the same administration. We just put a bow on it. But what what are they gonna do police wise? Or what's gonna happen? I remember the floods happened and it was said once I get in office, even though he was already in office, he was gonna help with the floods. So
Yes.
what are we gonna do? This is really sad. And I get a lot of inboxes from the community when they just want some coverage on what's happening to their youth.
Yep. Yep. And you know, as you know, I make my visits. I'm in and out. I didn't even see you when I went this last time, but
Mhm.
I be in and out, and yeah, the youth, nobody pays attention, and I can't see the chat because it distracts me. But anybody want to know more about the youth? Go to Young Will's channel. He talks about the
Mhm.
people, the kid. He talks to them. He's one of our youth, and he covers how they feel throughout the township, not in Dalton and Harvey and everywhere. And I don't see elected officials, Jason House, Tammy Brown, Brittany Norwood, Kiana Belcher, Andrew Holmes. He's just there for the homicides once they happen. So that's not violence prevention. That's responding. Um, and is that all of them? And then we got Tiffany, who actually did do things for the youth, but there's that.
Yeah, they don't want to hear and I think it's sad and people think you're ragging on people when uh like I'll play this, like this play. This is Young Will video, y'all. I just wanna um I'm just gonna put it here so y'all could show him some love, like, comment, subscribe. And I have 60 people in here, so hit the like button because you obviously are here either to report on what I'm talking about, or either because you like what we're talking about and you want to hear. You know what I mean? So you want to know more about what's going on in Dalton. So I'm just going to talk turkey, and this is nothing against Napoleon Harris or Chris Clark, but it was many a times we heard that when they had this whole big what was this court night court about if Napoleon lived here,
Oh,
uh
hmm,
and all of that.
yep.
You have to pay attention as a resident because I don't know where that man lived or where he reside, but I doubt his kids are going to Thornridge. You know what I mean? Which is it's Dalton High School, you guys, just so you know. I
Yes.
doubt his kids are going to Thornridge or Thornton. Where did he go? He went to Thornton, right? I doubt his kids are going to his alma mater. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. Even though he came out of Thornton and became a success, I doubt he would send his kids to Thornton. So that's something you have to think about when you're bringing in your elected officials. Do they even want their kids here? Do they want to live here? Do they want to go door to door and meet their neighbors, or do they want to just stay in the bubble of the people that is the cool kids club or the glee club, as Katja say, and be there. You know what I mean? Live in a bubble, get paid, and not have to deal with the residents. Like Andrew Holmes, like people have been saying for years, he don't live here. You know, it's
Well,
just
yeah.
instead of talking about it, when you go to vote, you have to pay attention.
Yep.
Do these people have a root? It used to be a rule in Dolton that you had to live in the village. Your kids had to go to school in the village for you to be an elected official.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, I my answer got a little bit clear. I don't, and this is just my thoughts. I forgot. Riley's team is back in, so Andrew Holmes ain't going nowhere.
Oh, I forgot. Right? Okay, that makes sense. Because Riley's the one that brought him in.
Yeah, and Andrew, he not going nowhere.
And isn't it funny? We don't hear nothing about him anymore.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't hear nothing.
and that's quite disturbing because I know a lot of people come in, and I don't know. I'm using my own example, so let me take a step out of Dalton so no one takes my words out of context. I know from my own experience that there are many people that will come around when they hear something and you think that they're for you, but they might actually be trying to get your accuser off. And that's my experience, and no one else that I know of except for myself.
Mm.
Because not only is he not talked about, as soon as he, as soon as it was announced that, oh, case closed or whatever, he was already, and even before that, he was on the TV screen. He wasn't front and center, but he was on the side of somebody. So he
Yeah,
was all
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
doing his violence responder work because I cannot call anything that violence interrupters, I cannot call anything that they do interrupting. They're merely responding.
Hmm.
So I wonder if the bigger picture was to keep the, you know, old guys, the big boys club, the 60 and up club on the streets till they die.
Oh, I told you they only leave in a pine box. They do not leave.
I don't think that Andrew Holmes is going nowhere. Definitely not now.
Mm. That's interesting. Now, when we get down to what they're going to do, like the first order of business, we're going to see all the people that were in the group probably get hired immediately. But what are we going to see? As a matter of fact, they're over there near 147th and Clark now. This is
Yep,
crazy.
I was looking at that.
Yeah. Um, you know, why do we allow our community, do we allow things to go on and it just erase? It's just like, okay, well, it's okay. Jason House name can go up there because he's going to be the mayor. When in the history of Dalton, we've never seen that. And they're rushing to tear Tiffany name off of anything. And that doesn't make me, if you say something like that, oh, you're just mad because no, this is the order of things. I've never seen it happen.
Exactly.
I've just
And,
never
and
seen it happen.
and that's what it's been since 2021. So if we just take all of the just take all the little nuances of everything. Ever since 2021, every step that has been made, there has been a rush on it. It's been like expedite that,
Just like
expedite a
the
recall.
who's at the recall.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like the recall. At our money. At our money.
expedite.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, there's so many things, and just yeah, everything's been a rush. Everything, even
Mm.
to the end. You can't even wait till May 4th. You know what I'm saying? You can't even wait till the day before. But again, I want to point out because people will say, "Oh, you just mad." Nobody's mad. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is no matter whose damn name go up there, excuse my language, whose name go up there, it's taxpayers' money. We don't need. Well, hey, I've been a taxpayer because I just been in and up out of there. So taxpayers do not need their money going to nobody's names going up on a building. And where else do they have names on buildings for the mayor? This is some Chicago hood rich stuff.
Yeah,
Please stop.
because it's usually just like Dalton Village Hall, and then at the bottom, even what Tiffany did at the bottom, it's like mayor, da da da, trustees. It's it's crazy. It is crazy.
Letters on the windows, the letters that you can peel off without. That's what they do everywhere else. You can peel them off and put the next name up for a dollar.
Choose, I'm cracking up. He said, peel it off and put the
$1.99. See, I'll go get them letters over there at Family Dollar or Dollar Tree. Quit playing.
like the yeah. We say Dollar Tree. You can get the letters in the pack and the card out.
You
Oh
could
my,
spend $10 and have enough letters for the next 20 years.
yeah, yeah. And so you guys make sure you support Will Eye of the Trenches, because he really, 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 really shows, like, they're showing the abandoned buildings, the things we're missing. Like, it's not about them, it's the neighborhood they're growing into. You have to know, like, at those board meetings, you don't see no youth. You don't see no youth at the board meetings, or no one even celebrate the youth at the board meeting. You know,
Not anymore. They used,
like,
you used to see a couple youth there. You used to see a couple youth at the meetings. Um, I'm never gonna forget the youth that have been at Tiffany's meetings because they go up to hug her after, and whether people think that's a photo op or not, I don't. For those little girls and those little boys that have actually interacted with her, that means something to them.
yeah.
And I say that because of all this extra tearing down.
Hmm.
It's unnecessary because regardless, children can see the hate. Children can see
Yeah,
the hate.
yeah. And the fact that you see the kids walking around, is no activities. That's why she brought the basketball court, the ice skating rink, and all of those things. Let's bring up Gardis. Bring it up, Gardis, right quick. Hey, everybody! I missed in the chat. Hit the like button if you're here. Hey, Gardis. Hello, Gardis. I think you muted. Unless this isn't Gardis. Gardis, is this you? Hold on. We just put them right here for a little bit. Okay. Um. Let me see. Let's bring them up again. Let me see. Gardis, you're muted if that's you. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, is it Garter's watch
Is
or
it
is it
Gardis
Curtis'
Watson?
watch?
Or is it Curtis? That is so
Uh,
funny. Here I'm saying they could be prudent. Yeah, picking up the trash. And you know what? I'm gonna be when Mayor Shaw was there. It was a summer program for kids to do like the trash pickup and stuff, and the help. It was that they got paid. Yeah, they got paid. So yeah, please support yo. I like that he really, really shows the neighborhoods. Harvey, Dalton, Riverdale. He shows you the real. Look at that house behind them. Like, look at the house behind them.
mhm.
Look at the grass. Where's the grass cutters? Where's Dan Brown at? Look at that grass, y'all. Like, when you watch his videos, those that are interested in Dalton and what's going on, look at that stuff. Look, I
Yep.
mean, choose. Look
Look
at
at
this
the
grass.
right. I'm looking
What?
at the grass. It was, and I remember watching this video. So it was like I remember them showing how that stop sign, I mean that the sign, the 149 sign was all shot up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, what are they doing? They walking. What could they take young Will to? It's nowhere to take him but on a walk because they say it's nothing to do. So that's why I always try to be like, if y'all can listen to young Will, listen to these kids because they're saying that they want positive. They're older now. They done what they done, and they're not on this gang bang. They're not for the homicide. They're not for any of that, and no one's tapping into them. It's just sad.
At all. And you know what else? I'm listening to him. they are. I know what you're saying. He's like, start a hand car wash. Most of these people cross the street when they see the youth like this. I'm just telling you what it is, because they be like, oh, look at them, That's why it used to be a no walking more than 2 or 3 people could. It used to be called something like you can't go in the mall more than three people walking together like this. You're not supposed to go in a mall like that. So
Then a rule like that, that's crazy. But yes, it was because 5 of you, if it's five, it's a gang.
it's like mob or something. Yeah, yeah. So they're walking around the neighborhood in the street. Well, I guess because they can't get down the sidewalk. Look how high that grass is. And to the neighbors on either side of that house, I'm not just gonna put it on the youth. You two neighbors, y'all could have take turns. When you get your grass cut, you cut that grass too. 1 week and you or one 2 weeks and you do the other one. That's what we did when we had an abandoned house next door. We took turns cutting the grass. So it didn't look like that. It takes a community. That's horrible.
That people are so mad at, those are the things that you would employ the youth to do. At least that's how it works in every municipality that I've worked in,
Hmm.
where there was a youth program. It's like, great, we got this grant for, it could be for street cleanup, but then you employ the youth so they'll have something to do, and then they can get paid, and then, you know what I'm saying, it's just, but in how this is set up is, even if y'all get grants, it's like it goes to this person and this money go to this person, and it never goes back into the community.
It doesn't, and it's so sad because okay, growing up here, we had an ice cream shop. So people work after school, they went to work at the ice cream shop, or they went to the grocery store. Now at our local grocery store, it's all the grown people working there because the jobs are not as plentiful, right? So now people retired are taking the jobs. We don't have those businesses anymore, and it's sad. Let me bring up Gardis one more time. Hey, Gardis.
Hey, ladies, how's it going?
It's going good. How
Artists.
you doing?
All right, all right. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties last when I was trying to get on, but um, yeah, I mean, this is an interesting conversation about the future of Dalton, or the now of Dalton right now, because Berg, if you remember, I was saying this last year, like, okay, what are we gonna do when Tiffany leaves office? And we're still kind of asking that question.
Hmm.
We're still kind of asking that question. Like, you know, we should have been prepared for this last year. Um,
Hmm.
but yet, we're still asking the same questions. We're still doing the same things. People from the media still trying to find, squeak a little bit of more news out of Tiffany. Because, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Because, like, Channel 9, who, like I said, called me Curtis Watts at a meeting last year.
Hmm.
Um, they're doing another special on Tiffany about her last. And I'm like, okay, when are we going to get off of this? Okay, when are we going to talk about what is the new incoming mayor going to do? What is
Hmm.
his plans to fix everything that Tiffany's done wrong? You
Hmm.
know, which I don't know. I haven't been paying attention, but I've yet to hear or see
Oh,
uh, what his plan is. Like, what is he gonna do with the almost the ordinate amount of lawsuits that the village has over its head? Um, what is he gonna do about the water bill? What is he gonna do about abandoned houses and businesses that need to be occupied in these empty buildings? Because you know leadership really matters in this case, because when you think about the village that I'm in South Holland, we're right next door to Dalton, but you don't
mhm.
see the same issues as far as the public officials and the administration that you see in Dalton. And let's also come to the fact that some of the stuff that happens in South Holland, some of the stuff that happens in Dalton is actually happening in South Holland as well. Like, for instance, I was actually surprised about the number of abandoned homes that are actually in South Holland right now. And it's up there. I would probably say Dolton and South Hollanders probably neck and neck as far as unoccupied homes. But an interesting perspective of this is how this is being handled and how this is being engaged, because I personally know someone who tried to purchase a home in Dalton, and apparently he was trying to get I guess he had to make some modifications and was trying to get some I don't know, some permits and licenses, from the village hall, and he wasn't able to get them. And this was a person trying to buy a home in Dalton, and he was not able to get them. Now, obviously, this happened a couple of months ago, but I was like, I wasn't I wasn't I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't shocked, but kind of surprised that you would want somebody to occupy an empty space. But the way that certain villages, certain public policies that are on the books, to handle these issues, because as far as the money and the properties and all of the stuff that most of these villages are going through, um, it's about the way you handle it. So you have to question, what is the intentions of these politicians who are running for these offices? Are you really there to help the people, or are you there to just up your profile? And I think Berg, you had a good point. I think you reiterated too. Um, South Holland has a big jumbotron in front of its village hall, but you don't see Dom DeGraff's name on any of that stuff. South Holland has signs all on the borders, but you don't see who's the South Holland, village president or mayor. It's not there, because the thing is that when you look at it, it doesn't matter who's running it. If the system is in place to handle certain things and to take care of the taxpayers and the residents, then we really don't need to know who's the mayor, because whoever comes in as mayor, if they're doing their job, they're going to be rewarded like Dom DeGraff, who's been, mayor of South Holland for over 30 years. And this is not to say that he hasn't made any mistakes, but at the same time, I have a good feeling that whoever comes in after him won't be, they'll basically keep the machine running than what it is now. So, you always got to question, what is the purpose of your campaign? Are you really there to help the people? Are you there to just, make a profile? And as far as Jason House, yeah, we got to question why he's already putting his name up publicly as mayor of Dalton, but yet he's not really excused from, any of this situation politically, because he's actually still a public official. He is still the he's still the senior trustee, and he's been the mayor pro tem at these meetings. So his political stature, is still big in Dalton, even in his time as not being mayor. But you know why are we putting his name up? I don't know. That's a good question. But at the same time, I don't think he doesn't get excused from any of the things that's been happening recently, or even in the last 8 years where he's been the trustee. So nothing should get past him, despite the fact that many people will say, "Well, he ain't the mayor yet." No, he's been the trustee, so he bears a certain burden of responsibility for all of this as well.
I agree. I believe he bears the most burden because, again, people won't go back in history. This isn't his first round as mayor pro tem. He was mayor pro tem for Mayor Riley Rogers. So the way that they act like they are dumbfounded and they didn't know, it really behooves me because I'm like, you were mayor pro tem before all of the times that Riley Rogers got sick.
Absolutely. And everyone wants to everyone's innocent except for Tiffany. And if I was, this reminds me of, I don't know if this is a stretch, but reminds me of when we started to get those magazines and photo shoots for Tiffany. It was one person behind that. And now how early it is that Jason's putting his name up. If something was to backfire, that's the first thing they're going to come with him at. Oh, you put your name up before you were married. Look how, that's going to be like a key, like putting his face up first before he even became sworn in. That's going to be very key on anyone that wants to challenge him.
I'm saying at that next board meeting, if y'all want to wait till the next board meeting or y'all want to wait till he's officially mayor, but that should be a question at the podium from a tax-paying resident throughout the township. Shoot.
And when we talk about Tiffany, and you know me, I'm not the biggest Tiffany fan in the world, and I'm being kind on that. but Tiffany is, I'm gonna say it again, she is basically a manifestation of what Dalton politics has been for the last 20 years. And so for her to rise up as the mayor, you know, is really no surprise, even though in many other municipalities she would have never been mayor. Even before she did all of this stuff in the last 4 years, nobody in their right mind in any other municipality would have never voted for her for anything. So
Exactly.
so I put that, that burden is on the people of Dalton and the people who supported her, because if you really knew who she was and all of these people who supposedly went to these meetings and paid attention, you would have known that she probably wouldn't be a great fit to get us out of these situations. But hey, like I said, I unfortunately, well, I would say fortunately, I live in a community that has somewhat of a stable leadership, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't have those issues. But hey, I look, it's just weird that, like I said, Dalton Village Hall and South Highland Village Hall is basically approximately 3 miles from each other.
Mm-hmm.
3 whole miles from each other. And you see totally two different things. Berg, you just said it. You was at a South Highland meeting. How long did that meeting last?
Right. It was like in and out and respectful.
And how many things did they take care of too? They took care of a lot of things in
Mm-hmm.
that whole thing. And that thing
Yeah.
that meeting lasted more than 30 minutes. And that's another thing too. We have residents that come and complain about things. Definitely there are a lot of people that live on the south side of South Holland who sometimes come to the meeting because there are certain issues that they've been having with parties and stuff like that. And I know there's one lady that always comes in and complains, and she's there every other time. But the way they're treated, like there is no, well, you need to talk to such and such because that's not my problem. You don't hear that from those officials in South Holland. You basically hear like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have you talk to the person responsible. Come to us after this meeting, and if you don't have an issue, then come to me and I'll try to fix it. I
Yeah.
don't I don't hear those type of responses like I do, like say in Dalton, who some people come with legitimate complaints, but what do you always say? Well, that's not my problem, or you need to talk to your trustee you voted for, or whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all the time. Like everyone passes it to the next. And it's really sad. I saw that the Village Cafe is now closing down as well. They put their for sale sign up.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So, it's a sit down restaurant that's for sale in Dalton, downtown Dalton now. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm hoping for the best in Dalton and hoping that people can focus on this. As we know, they focus on listening to what's going on YouTube instead of what's happening right here in the village. Um, I hope they go to focusing on what's happening in their village. Like I said, this weekend is getting warmer out, and we already had this week two that we know of, two young men slain in the streets of Dalton.
Yeah, and also the relationship with the police. Like, the police department in Dalton has been tainted. It's been uh, politically unstable. Um, I mean, how many police chiefs have as the city ran through in the last 3 years? Um, Matter of fact, who is the police chief?
Well, according to the warrant list, it looks like Staples.
Oh God,
one that we no Staples, the one that we started out with the revenge porn pics.
Yeah, that's what it say on the warrant list.
oh my
I
God.
mean, the one that everybody was attacking at the beginning. Yeah.
But you forget, that like bless her heart. I wish the best. I did not like. I tried, and I was the one trying to stop when that started off. I was trying to stop that from happening to her because she has children.
See,
But
and that's the whole like we're sitting up here arguing who's the police chief. Like you ask somebody from Chicago, who's the police chief in Chicago? Larry Snelling. End of story.
nobody. Well, they keep it secret. But then I will say this to my listeners: someone is walking around the village of Dalton quite often lately, quite often, and he used to be vocal on a certain channel. So I'm waiting to see if he gets in on that police job. Because I'm gonna be the
Hmm.
first to report. I'm gonna be the first to report on it.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
gonna be the first to report. Like, wait a minute, but you was on such and such channel every 5 minutes.
Hmm. I'm
Give me
being
the business.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So,
notification
huh? What you say,
settings
babe?
on.
Huh? I'm sorry. I think it's a lag with me. Choose. What did you say?
Oh, I said my notification settings will be on for that one.
Yeah. I'm like, huh? I haven't seen you. I've seen you here in the flesh, but I haven't seen you online. Okay.
Oh, so you must saw the same person I saw, but
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. Anyway, yeah. We'll see how that
We'll see
goes.
if they over there working, which is nothing wrong with it. I'm going back to that transparency thing. Why
Right.
not just say, hey, you know what? They reached out to me. I feel like I could be helpful over here, and I'm gonna stick over here and see what I can do to make Dalton a better place. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. So yeah, interesting. But anyway, let's see how all of this changes. I'm wondering, like, we don't have anything, we don't know what's going on at the park district board, the library board. um Now it's going to be the board meetings. If you'll be following the board meetings, will be interesting. And yeah, isn't there a board meeting tonight at Thornton Township? Is it tonight, or let me see? Thornton
Uh,
Township doesn't have something.
I didn't see anything. I thought they had their meeting last week.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay.
Now
um
now
Um,
there is a board meeting. There's a special board meeting at 148 since everybody wants to, you know, focus on 148 school district 148. So they're basically they're just swearing in the new board members at 148, which actually they only have one new board member at 148. So
Let's see if they'll show up. This will be interesting.
yeah, I know. And you know me, I told folks to go to school board meetings years ago.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't go. But as soon as they heard somebody was making big, let's say big dollars, big bang. Everybody's like, I gotta go over there and see. What about the children? They are our future now. So
Well,
we shall see.
and that's why. Look, that's why certain youth in Dalton, behave the way they behave. I'm not saying it's good, or I'm not saying it's bad, but part of it has to do with some of the elders that interact with them, and it also has to deal with some of the issues with the school system here, which does not get a lot of support from the residents, unless, like you said, somebody making too much money.
Somebody
Mhm.
making too much money.
That's the only time they care about the school districts.
That's it. Somebody's making too much money. Now they care, but nobody cares about any of the youth. Like I said, it's a big, like we have a big issue with a lot of hangouts and people that's not doing anything. Like we didn't used to have that. And I don't mean the kids. I mean like it's adults. They just hang outside of Walgreens all day, you
Oh
know.
yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't. Yeah, it's been a big change, and it seems like the change. I can see the changes probably because I don't. I'm not there every day, but I come every so often where it's like, oh wow, look at all this trash on the street. Oh, are these grown-ups hanging out? I mean, it's for everybody that's interested in Dalton, if you would really come and see this 5 mile radius of a village is not what you think. And it just I also think that's where Tiffany was valuable because and I'm just gonna stand on that because I saw the first two board meetings and the very first board meeting, it was the trustees that cut the youth budget in like they almost in half. So how do you service the youth if you're coming in 2021 cutting the youth budget?
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing Tiffany did do. She's not scared to go out there and touch the people. If you look at and like to be with the people, she don't care who you are. If you don't like her, if you look at my video I did, you guys, it was when I went to Taste of Thornton Township with Kiki Wyatt. Even the people that couldn't stand Tiffany was in the crowd. All the people against her enjoying themselves.
But
And she did not care. She didn't call and kick them out.
but here's the problem. Here's the problem because what I've noticed with Dalton is, and especially when Tiffany was in office, is where are the committees? Where
Mhm.
are the certain special interest groups that these villages and towns have in order to deal with this stuff? I
Mhm.
think Berg, you mentioned about the Chamber of Commerce. Like,
Mhm.
where are these people at? Like in South Holland, there are committees who deal with the youth. They deal with the churches. They deal with the businesses. They deal with the finances, and these are things that alleviate stuff from what the mayor and the board is doing because Tiffany to me is endemic of what a lot of these politicians are, not just from a local level and a national level, but also a political level. When she wants to be the savior and she wants to do everything and she wants to micromanage, she shouldn't be sitting there figuring out what we need to be doing for the youth. She should have somebody out on the streets figuring out, okay, what's good for the youth and then implementing a plan. And then, the board approves it and everything like that. But other than that, she shouldn't be doing the heavy lifting. And this is the problem with the Dalton political system. You got
I
one
agree.
person doing everything or trying to do everything because at that point when you try to do everything, you're going to neglect some other things that's very important.
Mhm.
And this is, like I said, this is endemic of not just local politics, but you look at national politics. Look at this crazy guy at the White House who's trying to start all kind of trade wars and getting rid of all kind of programs and just causing all kind of havoc and chaos
Mhm.
because he wants to do everything, even though experts are telling him These are economic experts and people in his own cabinet, people in his own political party telling him, do not do this because you're going to cause a lot of mass hysteria. But
Mhm.
he wants to be the savior. Politics is a service. It's a service opportunity that you're supposed to serve the people and not try to gain sort of notoriety or whatever whatever it is you're trying to gain. That's why it was important for y'all to emphasize why does Dolton have the mayor's name in the big sign, and down the street in South Holland people wouldn't even know who Dom DeGraff is unless you went into the building and asked somebody who's the mayor of South Holland.
Exactly. And I think that's an absolute great point, because this is why I keep referencing those first two board meetings where Tiffany came into office and she was saying, we talked about this, you all was going to do this and this and this, whatever y'all want to do it so we can move forward. And I think because of this concerted effort with whoever was behind it, that's what happened. Jason has always been the finance committee person. He's been that person, and on May 26th or sometime before, sometime in May, he is the one that admitted that, oh yeah, I've been neglecting, I ain't been coming, I haven't been setting the meetings or something to that effect. Brittany is youth, I believe, supposed to be with the youth. You know what I'm saying? So there are committees, but from jump, the trustees would never pass a budget, which meant they never really worked within their spaces. And then that's when Tiffany, albeit not the right way, she's like, look, I'm gonna get the job done. That's what it's been about from what I can see. Just those, look at the finance meeting before Tiffany got into office. Jason was already not on his job as the finance chair. And they all had their, but none of the trustees ever comes to report on what their committee is supposed to be, because nobody was doing their job. That's why I think, Tiffany, no, I don't think anybody anywhere else would have voted for her. But I do feel like for Dalton, looking at how everything ended with Riley, and then, and I'm talking about just the meeting endings with Riley, going into Tiffany, she was not like this. She was literally saying, it's everything. This is at the board's discretion. Whatever you all want to do, however you want to, how much more time do you need for this? It's at you all's discretion. And I think people really don't want to look at that. Not you, Gardis, but I think people miss that she wasn't like this. She was not like this. They weren't doing anything. So no, I don't think she was the best person. Like, yeah, I don't think like any other like place would have necessarily. But for Dalton, I think that was a change, because right now it's the same. It's literally the same people. And this isn't how it started. Maybe Conscious and I can go through that, or me and you, Bert. I don't know, but I think we should go through the meetings, the first two.
I agree. I agree. We could go over that. Wyama says she's been listening to Tiffany for over a year, and I don't think she has communication skills. Even though I agree with Shoes about the trustees, I could not work with Tiffany. She's missing some communication skills. Okay. Can I say something today, Wyoming? I can agree, but don't Kiana and Tiffany talk the same way, or is it just me? I feel like Kiana Belcher and Tiffany Henry talk exactly the same. They raise,
Exactly.
yeah, they raise their voice. They use ain't, y'all, which it's never, they point fingers, they waving papers. I think they're exactly the same.
Well,
And
also too, they don't have a lot of public decorum skills as well. I mean, Jason has a little bit of it. I can see that.
Yeah, Jason has the best out
Jason
of
has some
everybody.
public decorum, but other than that, like the two people y'all just mentioned, they really need some good media training, because it's absolutely terrible. And while I would probably say you know, Kiana might be a better speaker than Tiffany. That's not really saying much. Um, my 17-year-old is probably a better speaker than Tiffany, but I don't, there has to be some sort of media training, but like I said, it stems from the political climate of today, like referencing the guy who's in the White House right now.
Mm-hmm.
All that, he just says anything that comes to mind, or whoever tells him what to say, and it's just like, it just comes out in the. I mean, people don't understand that when you're in these offices, there are consequences. Maybe not to you, but probably to other people. That whatever you say, you have to be very careful on what you say. It's almost like when you, like if somebody comes to you who is dealing with a severe amount of depression that they're ready to kill themselves, you just can't say anything to them, because at that point, they might be on the edge, and you might say something that's like, all right, I guess it is worth it to just kill myself. And boom, they're gone. Where you could have just, saved their life by not saying, what you're thinking, or not being careful of what you say to these people. So, I mean, it's the same way with politics. People in these positions have to be careful on what they say.
Mm-hmm. Um, you are it's it. You are absolutely right, and I want to go to Wyoming. Says it's not about how she speaks. Speaking of Tiffany, it's what she says. Her conclusions make no sense. I do agree that Kiana and Tiffany have the same way of voicing stuff. I gotta see which conclusion you speak it of. Like, I do know she, because I haven't seen Tiffany come really. Like she used to say next, go to the next thing. But that's what a lot of everybody's skipping over stuff, in my opinion. Wyoming.
Well, like I said, at first, and I just put that comment in for me. I was like, at first, for me, I can understand where Wyoming is coming from, because you, like I always say, my family wrote me in like, who is this lady talking to the trustees like that? And I'm like, I don't know, who is she? So,
Mhm.
um, a lot of the things that she was saying at first, I'm telling, I didn't. I'm like, this makes no sense. I can't stand when she say this. I can't stand when she says that. I don't get it. Nope, nope, nope. And once you look into it, like really look into it, they make perfect sense. Such
Yeah.
as when she was doing all that, putting stuff on the jumbotron and trying to explain at every meeting, people were saying, "Go away." Now she went away, and it's like, oh, she's hiding, she's missing. Oh, it's oh,
Yeah, I'm like, do y'all want her at the meeting or you don't want her at the meeting? I'm confused. Cause like now that like she's not showing up, I wouldn't show up either, and I still get paid. Why would I show up? Just so y'all could do another, have people disrespect me the whole time, or just that's what you coming here for? Once you find out I'm here, you see it's no more public comments now. When you get there, it's a whole show. So
and
no,
the
I
other
wouldn't go.
and the other thing that I saw, once Tiffany stopped attending meetings, I saw a lot of confusion on the parts of the elected officials. So to me, that also says something, especially at the township. That meeting was wild. It's like
Yeah.
nobody knows what to do. So this is another reason why I say, yeah, no, another place, another, city, village, they might not have been for Tiffany, but this village with these elected, with these, yeah, I think I'm still to this, she the perfect fit. It's just people in Chicago, some of them don't seem to know how to talk. See, with Tiffany, I would think you would have to use empathetic, you know, listening and talking skills with her. You have to, you can't just come at her like, and that's what you need to do. And I think that's what people did. I don't know unless I ever talk to Tiffany one day, but again, that's just my guess. But when I look at Tiffany and I see the change from those first couple meetings to what we've seen to her just not saying anything, I think Empathetic listening is what Tiffany responds to. I heard she gives the greatest hugs. So if nothing else, I hope to meet her one day and just see if she really give the greatest hugs. Now,
Well, we'll see now because Jason is the mayor, and we'll see how they respect and treat him. That's what I'm looking to see. If the respect and treatment will be there, or will it be another takeover within the next 4 years? I want to play this video, and I'll let you guys go because I've been long winded. But here we go. Let's listen to this.
Has been removed from a sign outside Village Hall in South Suburban Dolton. In its place, incoming Mayor Jason House's name, who easily defeated Henyard in February's Democratic primary and then won the April 1st general election. He'll take the oath of office May 5th. While Henyard's name has been removed from the sign, she remains listed as mayor on the village website.
Part of the
Not anymore. Not anymore. And people were saying, I was listening to some reports, they were saying Public Works put the sign up. No, that's not Public Works, that's a sign company. So y'all should see a bill from the sign company soon. Putting that up.
oh, sorry, I'm laughing. Okay, look, I just saw, I just saw Gardis on the screen because it was covered. Say AKA Curtis.
Curtis what? Oh my gosh, I didn't see that. That is so
Yeah, yeah, I know that's my inside joke.
funny. Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Let's see. That he rushed to put his name up there. So I guess right now you can call his phone, as Tiffany would say, if you have a problem. Tiffany looked like she just checked out. She just
Oh
grabbed
yeah,
the last few checks and called it a day.
the new advisory committee because that was Mary in them. Remember?
Mhm. Mhm.
So hey, Dalton, I think y'all advisory committee to hold the public officials accountable. I think that position is open since Mary is trustee at the township. Ain't that right, Mary?
Too sad. Yeah, it's this whole thing is going to be quite interesting. I think we're gonna have to keep our eyes and ears open just to see if we see any changes. It seems like the things they're worried about, like changing the skating rink name, putting your name up, that could be on the back burner because these are the things we said Tiffany was so consumed with. So that was the purpose of this video.
So, Berg, let me ask you this before we go. What do
Mhm.
you think should be the immediate problem that they should tackle?
I would say the corruption, but that look that would be too, that'd be everybody turning on each other. But I think the immediate thing would be the flooding. Um, Trying to get the flooding together and target these streets. We got a lot of potholes and the safety of the village. With the villages, like I said, we just lost two young people that I know of. We just lost two people this past week, end of the week. So that's something that we need to pay attention to. Like what difference is the mayor going to do? We don't need any more bars. We don't need any more liquor stores. If you bring businesses in, it just don't need to be the bars and the liquor stores, I don't think. But hey, I guess if we're getting money, I guess so. But yeah, like I think immediately the flooding, the streets first, and especially the youth. I mean, because it's about to get warm out, and you know what happens when it get warms out in Chicago. Yeah, financials need to be real.
I
okay.
definitely agree with you, Burgundy, and I think that again, taxpayers at that first meeting, y'all, we're trying to save money for the village. It's not about Tiffany name or Jason name. Save money on the names on the building. No names.
Yeah, because I'm gonna look forward to seeing that warrant list and seeing how much that costs for them to come out and put that sign up. And you already know the first meeting is going to be all appointments. Oh, we brought her here for the water department. He's now in charge of videos and blah blah blah. That's going to be the first meeting. But I think they really should pay attention to the safety of the village
Yep.
for sure. I
Oh, and
appreciate you guys for joining me. Any final words?
congratulations, Jason House, Riley Rogers. And what budget did the letters come out of? And please, 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 please check on your youth. I know y'all scared to be on the streets, but y'all got to do that now. Love y'all. And ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Oh God. Okay, choose. I mean, I'm hoping that a lot of the things that I'm thinking that's going to happen doesn't come out to fruition. Hopefully they prove us wrong. And if they do, congratulations. I really would appreciate it. And because you all know I'm actually vested in Dolton as well, even though I don't live there, but I work there because I work in the school district. And hopefully, this new administration can have an honest relationship with the school district, not just not just money wise, but actually investing in the children who come through the school district. So, and that goes for 148 and 149, the two districts that are in Dolton. So, have a good, honest relationship and be genuine about the education of our children, because then at that point in the future, we won't have children who are out here or youth who are out here who are frustrated and abandoned, feel like they're abandoned. So that's just my last words on that.
Yeah, and thanks for that, Gardis, because where do they go after high school if they don't have a plan?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. All right, you guys, you enjoy the rest of you guys' day, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Well, we'll see.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see who'll be giving out book bags and free lunches, but I appreciate y'all so much.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just acting.
And yes, we were. Hello to everybody I missed. Y'all enjoy this beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. I missed you guys so much. And yeah, let's just pray for the best. Let's pray that Jason proves us all wrong and he turns Dolton into a better place. Until next time, make sure you take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue. Commentary burgundy. Burgundy. Commentary. Comment blue. Commentary. Comment burgundy.